Hi and welcome to this video. So you may know the situation as an aspiring music composer or someone who recently got into the professional realms of the audio industry. You got your first video game gig, you're about to start on your first movie, you got in contact with an interesting trailer music house. Then you receive the script of the project, you start working, and after having delivered the first few pieces of music, your tracks get rejected. So let's talk about what may have happened. And of course there are more scenarios that could happen. The first thing that can happen, the script wasn't clear enough, which could have been resolved by having a clear conversation with a producer before actually starting working on the music. Or number two, which is more likely, you allowed yourself to drift off script because of the following reasons. You wanted to make the project music special. You wanted to come up with a never heard before soundtrack. You wanted to make other composers go wow and show your expertise to the fullest. But this is exactly the problem. You drifted off script. So how do we solve this problem? Well, the quick answer would be stick to the script. The longer and hopefully more helpful answer would be this. Working on a bigger project always means to be just a tiny part within a huge machinery. For problem solving, I always tend to turn around the situation. So imagine the following situation. You hire a carpenter to build you a new studio table. You give clear instructions on where your keyboard is located, what kind of devices you have to have within reach. Maybe you pick wood. Maybe you want dark oak wood. And after a few weeks, the carpenter delivers the new table. The wood is birch, the keyboard position is completely different, and even better, he suggests to replace one of your devices with another one because it makes more sense to use. So what would you think? Your first thought would probably be, but this is not what I have ordered. Now the situation when working on a movie or a video game is a little bit more complex. It's not just about two people, a composer and a carpenter. It is about an entire team that has to work together. So imagine everyone would go off script to improve the project because they think what they have in mind is better. The result would be pure chaos. So don't get me wrong, I fully understand that you only wanted to improve the project with your music. You feel like everything sounds the same. But to be honest, what you think is an improvement may not work for the producers, the coders, and most importantly, the consumers. I know that there are a few composers out there that would argue like this. Well, the masses should appreciate what I'm doing because I'm an expert. So again, this is just a minority of composers acting like this. My main point is that you understand that you are part of a team. You have to be aware that working on a project like this is a fusion of many creative elements, and they all have to fit and follow a certain style, leading to the final vision the producer had in mind. So if the producer wants no orchestra in their new adventure game, then simply do it and don't come up with all kinds of arguments on how orchestration or the orchestra in general would improve this game. If they want a little bit of an Western approach in that new sci-fi series, then go for it and don't stick to John Williams-ish orchestra by saying, but this is the way. If they don't want electric guitars, simply don't use electric guitars. And if you are a guitar player like me, don't be that grumpy guy studying for 120 years on Berklee College and leave out your frustrations that nobody appreciates you on a project like this. Again, just to make sure you are the music expert on a project like this. And if you come up with an idea or a suggestion that would improve the project in general, every producer, every publisher would be happy about this. But it is important to understand that there is a difference between a suggestion or an idea or refusing to work on what you have been hired for. So it was very important to me to do this video because in my beginning years I was exactly like this. And the moment I realized that this project I was working on wasn't some kind of a playground to live out my artistry, my own track rejections went down drastically. Thank you so much for watching and take care.